The TTArtisan 500mm f6.3 is a budget telephoto lens from TTArtisan. But I shoot micro four thirds, so with that 2x crop factor, I basically have a 1000mm lens. I've been wanting a lens that was properly telephoto, well, 200mm or more. That was actually good quality because the one I've been using is kind of just an old cheap vintage one I found. And it just wasn't very high quality. Then I used a 135mm Rokinon lens, but it just wasn't telephoto enough for what I was trying to achieve. If you follow my channel, you'll know I like budget lenses and have a handful from TTArtisan, which for the most part, I like a lot. They're well built and budget friendly. So for a 500mm, how much do you spend? Just about $370 US. Cheap for a telephoto lens, not for me, but what can I do? Before I talk about the lens, let me talk about actually getting the lens. The website says 7 to 10 day delivery times using major carriers like UPS, FedEx, or DHL. But after 10 days of no update, no lens, nothing, I got pretty concerned. And it turns out they had shipped via 4PX, China Post, and SpeedX instead, in order to avoid paying US tariffs since they ship from China. Keep in mind, I ordered from their official website. If you order from somewhere like Amazon, I don't think you would have the same problem. And I regret not just ordering it off Amazon, frankly. Almost a month later, I finally got the lens. It was pretty frustrating, and if I had known that it was gonna take that long, and with SpeedX, like, come on now, I would have absolutely just ordered off Amazon. The credit I can give to TTArtisan is that they did actually go ahead and update their website to list the updated, couriers that they're using under their shipping methods. So now if you get stuck in this situation, I guess it was in the fine print. Okay, now back to the actual lens at hand. I like it. Let's start there. It's a heavy fella, at least compared to all my other lenses. I don't know how it relates to other telephoto lenses. I'm sure there are way heavier ones, but this one comes in at about 5 pounds. Like, admittedly, that's not so heavy, unless you go to shoot for 2 hours, and then admittedly, it starts to feel a bit heavy. Maybe I need that though. I shoot on this using a monopod, but you can also use a tripod since it's got the mount, which the monopod also goes into. It would be pretty insane to try and shoot with this lens without some sort of support. This guy can see pretty far. I was able to get pretty nice shots of great herons and egrets from pretty decent distance. I've gotten similar shot sizes of these birds before, but I gotta say, before this lens, I was able to get some shots just out of pure luck of being able to be within 10 to 15 feet away from them, or closer. This time, I was a good 15 to 30 yards away, and I'm just judging that distance based off the only metric that I actually know, trying to visualize a soccer field in front of me. So don't take it as accurate math, I was never any good at that. Shooting wide open, how else would I shoot? The focus has to be pretty accurate, which I don't think was a challenge. The only difficulty was actually seeing the screen in the bright sun. So sharpness, I really can't complain. I've said it other times, I'm not necessarily the most invested in having the most perfect, sharp images every single time. A few edges here and there can add some nice texture and character, as long as you can tell what your subject is, duh. But I can be artsy, why not? Speaking of focus, it can focus about 3 to 4 meters away. Something like that. But at that distance, it's still kind of bringing the macro to the micro, or the micro to the macro. One of the two. You'll get what I mean. Out of all of the heron and deer shots I got, check out the shot of a bee, mid-flight, next to whatever those plants are. Really quite sharp, like, come on. I'm really so happy with that, like, honestly. And I was able to get a similar shot of a dragonfly and some young little birds from just about minimum focus distance. I'm really quite satisfied with the variability and flexibility and the amount of shots and different shots that I can actually get with this lens. I suppose it's not all about shooting halfway across an imaginary soccer field. So with the image quality and feel while using it, I'm really happy with it. Definitely not my day-to-day carry though. I'll say that for sure. But that's not what it was ever supposed to be. I wanted something to actually be able to get some like real wildlife shots, and it definitely delivers. Just look at your options when ordering it. Thank you for watching. I've been Tony King, reviewing the TTArtisan's 500mm f6.3. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more content just like this and way different, but all about photography. Again, I've been Tony King. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you next time.